This thing live? It is live. All right. What's up, guys? I didn't announce this one. I just said I put in the comments yesterday that I was gonna go live. So I'm just gonna sit here for I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour. If anybody has any questions, I honestly haven't done a ton today, but I am gonna sit here for 45 minutes to an hour, answer any matchup questions. I looked through most of college basketball. I got some college basketball plays. I haven't looked at NBA at all yet. I have my head so far up my ass. It's ridiculous. But if anybody's got any questions, I'll hang out. I didn't announce this for anywhere. So if you randomly stumble upon it, I shall be here. Otherwise, I'm going to drink this coffee, I think. I'm going to drink this coffee, and I'm going to, I don't know. I guess I'll start going through college basketball. If anybody has any questions, just ping them. I'm here for 45 minutes in case anybody, if you got any questions. College basketball, I'll look into an NBA game if you got an NBA game. Otherwise, I'll do my due diligence. Maybe I'll break down a few of the ones I like. If anybody pops in, you pop in. I'm happy the line flipped on Richmond, so I don't have to take them. If it was plus 2.5. If anybody got that open, congratulations. That's the right side. I don't know. Even at Pick'em, there's buyback on Rhode Island because, be absolutely fucking shocked if people really believe in Richmond. Clearly there's something wrong in that stew. Something's rotten. So if you want to, there's no value left on Richmond with the way they're playing, but if you want to take them, feel free to take Richmond. Anybody got any questions for today? Otherwise, we continue. I honestly haven't even finalized my slate. I have to. What's next? Bell, you got to go out. Buffalo Toledo is a cool game. I can't keep fucking doing that though. It's like the Toledo. They're just playing lights out. They're all young, so they might not know any better than to just keep playing awesome. I want to take Buffalo, but I can't do it. Toledo's just too good. Toledo might be. I mean, their guards might just be those dudes, right? Is anybody in the chat or anything like Toledo or Buffalo? I have to finalize my card. What do I like? I think Miami, Ohio, this line's moving the wrong way against Ball State. And we're like Ball State people. And I think this line's moving the wrong way. Miami, Ohio, just their offense, they're going to be able to score so much freaking easier than Ball State in this matchup. I might end up on Miami, Ohio. Got to look into that. I don't know if anybody likes that, has an opinion. What are the marquee games? I'm just scrolling through the slate. Oh, Michigan State, Illinois is kind of cool. No Kofi. No Yofi. How do I bring myself around to liking fucking Illinois anyways, though? Okay, Wyoming, Boise. That's a good game. Wyoming, Boise. Okay, so Ike is going to be a big part of it, right? So you really got any Wyoming handicap. I haven't thought about this game. You got to start with Ike. What kind of success is Ike going to have against Armis and all those guys? I don't know. If I had to build people, if there's certain people, you can see why they set it at Boise State minus 4.5. It's going to go to 5. Which is even though that's with people are taking Boise State, even though we know Boise State struggles to score. They go through scoreless stretches and people are still willing to lay that. I think because it's an awesome matchup, Boise State should really out athleticism. And Boise State's got the juice right now. If you saw that game-winning shot by Shaver or whatever that was recently, but they just keep finding ways to win. No matter how much they're down late in games, just Boise State finds a way to win. And especially you think about it after all the shit Boise State went through kind of last year, whereas all these transfers coming together thinking things were going to get better. And then Dutrieve was a little dick. They got him out of there. It just seems like I would go Boise State. That would be me. I might end up on Boise State. I just got a lot of respect for Wyoming, but a lot of the teams they perform well against aren't against teams that are like going to be as athletic and as imposing. Like it's going to be really hard if offensively they just say fuck it, throw ACOT on Maldonado and be like, what are you going to do now? What you want to do now, boo boo? Yeah, that's going to be a problem because they kind of have a matchup for Ike and a matchup for Maldonado. So yeah, I would go Boise State. Yeah, I think they're nice. I mean, I didn't like them as much at prior stops or even like last season. It's not like they're super skilled, whatever, but they want to win. They really want to win, and that's worth a lot. Kofi and Curbelo is definitely out. I thought he was going to be limited, but if he's out, I don't know, man, because I don't like Michigan State's guards either. That's just like a pass for me because I don't like either one. Like that win over Wisconsin, we said Michigan State or pass for that just because Wisconsin is so overdue. It was the nuts matchup. That's like the nuts matchup for Michigan State. Are their big guys going to be as good against the inside for Illinois? Thing is, I freaking don't like Omar Payne, and I don't like freaking what's his face Hawkins. So I don't really, but I respect that they have older guards than Michigan State. And it's at home. I respect all that. I don't like Michigan State can go in there and beat them by 10. I'd be like, all right, sounds right. Whatever happens in that game, I have no idea what's going to happen in that game. Any score, and I'd be like, sounds about right. Auburn, Mizzou, fuck Auburn. I got problems with Auburn. I just can't because those guards. But like again, in this matchup, we liked them. I took them the other day against Kentucky because I didn't think the guards could punish them. So that's basically what it's about. Like you're going to need, like I think if you go back now after what you've watched and you think about that Auburn LSU spot where we hammered LSU and they played like fucking dog shit and we're in the whole game anyways, to beat Auburn, you're going to need some big athletic guards. That's what you need. And you need to ruffle up the feathers of these like smallish guys like Wendell Green. I still don't trust him in like I like him, but do I trust him in the biggest of spots? No. Not really. I mean, I don't know. That's so tough. I mean, at what point do you like, at what point is there any, oh my God, hello, little brother. At what point there's no value left on Auburn anymore? Like, what are you going to do with it? I don't know how to make can you make people see things that are in the TikTok one? So I'll do a couple of these. Seton Hall and Northeastern sold the 10-legger. Who'd Northeastern lose to? UNCW? Dude, UNCW is good. They have big experienced guards. If you look at how they've been underrated in the market, we took them, forget against who, Charleston. I don't want to take them as much as that Northeastern spot because I don't feel like there's as much value. Like if it was like 4.5, 5, I would have taken them. But they're not like the most skilled guys in the world, but like Sims, all those guys have been together for a really long time, and that's worth a lot. Just them all being together. Toledo -4.5. Yeah, I mean, if you want to hop on, I mean, I love those three guards, and I thought they would run into more issues than they have. But I guess Dennis has some experience from being at Boise State. And then I mean, Rollins, Heat Moss, I mean, they're freaking awesome. The way they just took a fat shit on Ohio's face the other day, I did not see them winning that game. And if you pass that test, sure, I'm not going to fade you. Doesn't matter. I wouldn't take the other side of a Toledo bet with a gun to my head for a while because, I mean, they're just proving. Like, if you do that, proving. Rutgers, Maryland. I'll get to the Q's Pit one in a sec. Rutgers, Maryland. Fuck that. What has Rutgers been doing lately? They just won. They lost to Minnesota, though, right? I don't know. I mean, what do you want to take Maryland? See, that's the thing. Even Illinois was able to get this shit kicked out of them by Maryland. So, fuck. Do I have to leave Michigan State? And that's what it's just so hard for any of us to lay anything with Michigan State because of those guards, but they're just going to keep doing all right. Rutgers. I'm not doing Maryland. Fuck that shit. I'm not going to – you just walk into it. Just the mental toughness when they just throw the physicality in. And they can beat them back with that, and then it takes a while. Yeah, I'll go Rutgers. Rutgers for me. No Maryland. I don't want anything to do with Maryland. Richmond, URI, I think the value's gone. I don't know what to do with it because I would have said Richmond at +2, +2.5. Now we're at -1 them or a pick 'em because there's a little pullback because people have seen the chemistry issues with Richmond. How this group, it's been the same group that's been together the last 3 years, and they've got this, and now here this year. People had such high aspirations, they're probably selling stock. URI sucks. They stink, bro. We faded them a bunch this year. They stink. So I don't know. Those guards can't get it done as just be semi-decent. The spots for Richmond, I'm happy this line moved, so I didn't have to end up with a Richmond ticket, put it that way. But I still think it's Richmond or nothing. I just think URI stinks. Oh, shit. Let me do – okay, UCLA and the over in that game. Dude, I initially was like, how am I not going to take Arizona here? And now I think you're probably on the right side. I don't know. It's just Arizona, that fucking Tennessee game's now sticking back out in my head. It's like, how do you not go in there and clobber them? Tennessee stinks. And how'd you give up so many points? Are they going to be able to go basket for basket down the stretch in what is going to probably be a high-scoring game? I like the over, the idea of an over. It seems like it's going to be in the 80s or something. It's going to get up and down. But Johnny Juzang's the fucking man. How many? This is good. We'll get to the Q's pick game in a second. In the thing, what in the chats? Who do you think are the best players? Who do you think if you need a bucket, who would you have get it for you this year in college basketball? I would go between right now for me. It's Agbaji or probably Juzang. Still, Juzang's proven it. But by the way, that game last night was an absolute. I can't believe they did that to Texas Tech. That was absurd, the way they called that game. I get it was a big night for Kansas and stuff. You're not allowed to do that. That was absolutely ridiculous, just all over the game. The amount of calls where one guy called another way, and they run into the huddle, and they're like, oh, no, overturned. And just some of the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. I felt bad for Texas Tech. They played well enough to win that game, even with the stupid shit at the end of the game. Okay, nobody has an idea who. Hey, somebody has to throw one player out there if I give you the ball at the end of the game. How about Ron Harper? Somebody throw Ron Harper and even troll me. Give me something. If I give you the ball and I say I need a bucket, who the fuck do you go to in this country? You have the whole country. Shafted. That was the saddest shit on the planet. I felt so bad. I lost a lot. I ended up with a decent amount of money because I was adding throughout the game. I was like, they're going to come back and win this fucking game. Jaden Ivey. No Jaden Ivey. You can't go Ivey. You can't shoot well enough. In a year, I'll go Jaden Ivey because I kind of do believe in his work ethic as well. Give me a couple more. All right. Let me do Cuse over Pitt. Then I'll do this Missouri State, Indiana State game. Yeah, my hair looks like shit. I haven't showered because I'm fucking depressed today. It's a rough day for me. Cuse over Pitt. I don't know, man. I like Pitt and I don't like Cuse. That would be my issue with that game. What was Cuse's last game? They got the shit kicked out of them by. You beat Clemson. Is it a good matchup, though? They're going to have a tough time. How the fuck are they going to keep up? That's my problem I have with it. How are they going to keep up? There's going to be stretches of the game where they just start. Although, maybe they just work it inside and kind of out physical. I don't know. I didn't watch the first game. I wish I had a better read on that game, but it looks like they're sharp money on Pitt, which kind of makes sense. People like Pitt. Pitt's been producing all year. If you just bet on Pitt, Gillespie's an underrated one. I like that answer. Colin Gillespie's an awesome answer. I like that one. Just because it's been around for so damn long, huh? You just see what he's cooking. He's just cooking with fire. Although a couple of their wins recently, like that Xavier one, we just saw, I fucking just didn't post whatever other day, the Marquette game. But something's wrong with Xavier. Whoever I was talking to that about, whoever we were talking about that with or whatever, Paul Scruggs is – what the fuck's up with Paul Scruggs? Is anybody go to Xavier? Can we get a man on the inside at Xavier? That we need a man on the inside because something happened to Paul Scruggs. He used to be the man. He was the man. I thought he was a year or two ago. I was like, dude, this guy's gotta be. This guy's gonna be balling in the NBA. A little tougher, not as skilled. I don't want to say that. Shea. I was gonna say Shea, but Shea is such a boss. No, Marcus Carr. Yeah, the laughy face after. Thank you. Marcus Carr, that has not worked out well. Although I will, if we pop ahead to the Texas game, I do like them today, I think. TCU just, I can't get it out of my head how they ended that game against Oklahoma State for us. But they just like really struggled to score. And I feel like their shooting and like decision making from Miles combined with how Texas is going to play defense is going to be a fucking problem. I like these Liddell and Jabari Smith answers from TikTok. I like Jabari Smith. Man, Jabari Smith is good. He might be what we all hoped. JJJ is still good, but I think Jabari Smith is going to be like what we all hoped JJJ was, because Jabari Smith's also an alpha. I like Liddell a lot too. Problem with a few, and this is it's like the old conundrum. It's like when you have like a playoff game or something, and there's like a guard that's really good and a big man that's really good. Besides for like Dirk, who is kind of like unique in that you're able to like get it to him further out, and he could just shoot over anybody. It didn't matter, kind of like KD does that. It's just tough. Yo, Eric Ayala, LOL. Well, we don't laugh at Eric Ayala. We love Eric Ayala around here. I thought, oh my God, I had them going that year. I forget who they lost to, like Belmont or some shit, or they beat Belmont. I had them going to the Final Four that year. I think I had them going really far last year. I was in love with that squad. I feel like that team was so good with him, Morcell, all of them. They just kind of sent it down the river when, like, what's his face? Who was the kid, the little quick kid that was such a pain in the ass and would fuck everything up? Cowan, Anthony Cowan. That kid was like allergic to winning. Who's the next superstar? Who is it? Oh, Jabari Smith is the next superstar. Yeah. Kendrick Davis is underrated at times. Yeah, but what happens to him at other times? Like all those other times were like, well, that's why you're rated where you are. Because I mean, they're like a spastic. If you're a true point guard like that, your team just can't completely fall apart because there's not that many of you. You're so unique, anyways, and your team just falls apart. No ownership of the team. I feel like at a lot of times for him, that's my problem with him. I can't figure out if Nova's good or just good in the Big East. I think so. I think the further we get towards down this path where, well, first of all, less continuity now, right? With all transfers and shit going. So like you see more than ever, like backdoor cuts, shit like that are just so easy in games because it's like continuity levels and talking and playing defense and like being tough on each other and accountable with each other. That level, that stuff that used to be like what basketball hinged on, or just team sports hinged on, isn't there anymore. So people are getting softer, younger, less familiar with each other, all these other things. So like just like really good fundamentals, really good whatever, like that Bellarmine game last night. Bellarmine plays unbelievably sound, whatever. They couldn't hit a fucking shot. I mean, they shot like less than 30% for three, and they're a bunch of white guys. I mean, that was an awesome handicap. They were right there all the way to the end of the game, and they just couldn't hit the backside of a fucking bar. And it wasn't like they were taking all contested threes. A lot of them, they just couldn't hit open ones, miss them around the rim. I mean, you got to hit those. You're going to win at Jacksonville State. But still, that kind of thing plays up. So with Nova, that style of basketball is just playing up. It's easier to like if you're just going to be super fundamentally sound, not make mistakes, stuff like that starting to play up more in sports in general as sports trend younger and people make more mistakes. It's like everything is like an alley-oop 360 windmill somersault dunk or a turnover or a like 35-foot three, or you throw it directly out of bounds. Like there's no just like, let's just get it in the post, work it, like Bryson Williams last night in Texas Tech. That's why Texas Tech deserved to win that fucking game. That was just bullshit. That was bullshit. It was like good basketball. Yeah, maybe they're not as skilled, but good basketball versus like you're just giving them foul calls and bullshit and draining like threes, and fuck you. Fuck that. I was annoyed with that. You can't take that away from people. Yeah, I think, Jamari Smith is twice the prospect Cade Cunningham. I agree. Jamari Smith is an awesome prospect. Cade Cunningham's also is what Cade Cunningham is. That just is like, I think we all know that Cade Cunningham is Sean Livingston post-surgeries 2.0, and I'll die on that hill. I will die on that hill. Need a buck, put it in Timmy's hands in the post. I thought that before the Baylor game too. I think Timmy's limited. I think Gonzaga's limited. I'm not a huge Yeah. Yeah, Jay Wright is a fucking awesome coach. Awesome coach. And you just see how look what he's producing in the NBA now, just farting out like I saw from Trade Rumor the other day that people were talking about trading Sadiq Bey and a draft pick and like something else for Ben Simmons. Yo, Sadiq Bey's fire. He's so good at basketball. That is the most confusing shit on planet Earth to me. Absolutely fucking confusing. I agree. Evan Mobley's awesome. And just because of what he can do defensively more than anything. He's like almost like a new age unicorn. I think Mobley is because he's so unselfish too. He's like a new age-ish kind of like there are all these different unicorns that come out that transform lineups like Draymond, like Jay Crowder. I think we're gonna see Mobley as like maybe this new range of people that are like, I guess he's really not a unicorn. Other people like, oh yeah, Novi, all these other people are doing it like it, but he's not really like that. He's more of like a posty. I don't know. I love him. I think he's awesome. But yeah, that's the future. I mean, that's why we love this Raptors team down the road, right? You just put a bunch of freaking giant guys that are relatively skilled. I mean, Scotty Barnes initiating everything. And you have all this giant length everywhere. Put a couple shooters with Gary Trent and Freddie. And you got like deep bigs. I mean, the Raptors are set up for a long time to come, in my opinion. I really like them. Yeah, Scotty Barnes had the highest upside in this draft. But I think maybe my Davion Mitchell. We'll never know what Davion Mitchell is until they get De'Aaron Fox and fucking what's his face out of Sacramento and Buddy Hield, because they are just they're just suffocating that team, in my opinion. All right, let's see. Any other? We got any other games? Let's hit up. Let's do a game. Now I'm rambling. Let's do a good game. Mississippi State, Kentucky is an interesting one. I will not touch. Mississippi State has taught me enough about them on the road. I will not touch them on the road. Let's see. Wow. Arizona's up to -3. I don't know. I love it. And this come from a guy who's been clamoring from the Arizona rooftops. But are they experienced enough at the guard spot? Like, are they going to know? Like, I remember what was the problem in the Tennessee game with Arizona, right? Dude, Mathurin was just doing whatever the fuck he wanted in the game, and you had that Karith Karisa or whatever. I really like him, but watching him just like make like what I remember his box score for that game was like 1 for 1,000,000. It was like, bro, what are you doing? You're the point guard. Give the fucking ball to the guy who needs the ball. So I need you to prove it. And UCLA has proven us that they can hit shots and come down, even if they're not playing well. They aren't playing well coming out of that COVID break. But I still just like -3. We want to lay that. Win by 4 or more, or we need to lay like what is it? Probably up to -150, something like that. We need to think that they win this game like 70% of the time against UCLA. It doesn't. I don't know. I also think Arizona is the best of the nation, but being the best of the nation and then going to win on the road at the people that were in, the Final Four's house from last year that have some fucking killers, like Tiger Campbell and Juzang, and Jaquez. But they should be able to beat them up inside, although UCLA more equipped than regular to deal with it with Riley and Johnson. If they have to play all those waves of Arizona big, sure, there's going to be foul trouble. I'm just a little worried about I need to see Kirk Carissa or whatever make the correct decisions. Get the ball to who the fuck needs to get the ball. Mathurin needs to be taking all the shots. You should not be taking all these shots. In a big game, I'm just seeing, like, does the kid's head get better of him and stuff? That kid's the key to that team, right? Temple Cincy. I forgot. Zona did get shafted at Tennessee. Yo, the officiating this year, because they've I don't know whether they're guising it under this thing that's like we want to call more fouls. Like they came out with that thing where we're going to call more fouls or whatever. But the officiating has gone off the fucking rails. I don't know if this is the initiation of gambling into college sports at a bigger scale, and this is going to fuck up what one of the few pure things I think are left. But it's fucking insane. Watching that Texas Tech game last night, how can you just a million different the amount of times the referees got together, completely switched their decision, just Tech guys getting mugged and the ball just falling out of their hands. It's it doesn't, they could dribble at least through the lane without dribbling it out of bounds. And then on the other end, it's any ticky-tack anything. That was some crazy shit. And then at the end, Jalen Wilson just throwing his shoulder in and throwing the guy across the thing. It's like the culmination, the coup d'etat with like the da-da-da-da-da-da with the orchestra. It was just like, what the fuck? How are you going to do that to those kids? You saw McCullough having like a meltdown. The one thing I will say, McCullough, maybe just make a fucking jump shot, and that would have been the difference. You went like fucking 2 for 15 from the floor. You just go like 3 for 12, and you just give Bryson Williams those extra ones. I will say the one thing about that, Davian Warren on one of the final possessions, you ran the clock way too low, ended up with like a pull-up jumper or something in the lane. I get you're having a decent night. Every possession you had to go through Bryson Williams at the end. That was a mistake. So, you can't be unbelievably pissed about it and Malik Wilson missed one of the 2 free throws to seal it. So there's in the end of the first OT, there's a couple of things you can say, but it doesn't matter. Texas Tech should have beat them by probably like 9. If you just don't give them all those free points and all that shit, it's just by 9. Because you're giving them free possessions. There's a couple where it was blatantly off of Kansas, and the replay guys are like, "Oh, this is to Texas Tech," and they come out, they're like, "Nope, it was just I don't know." That was a weird thing. Hold on, Temple, Cincinnati in a second. We did Auburn. I said I don't know, man. I'm not laying fucking 13 points with Auburn. I have no interest in laying 13 points with Auburn. Their stock, like if you're looking at stock, it's like. We just buy. It's like buying I don't know. It's like buying Bitcoin at 67K or something. It's like how much, or 60K. You already know it's at 60. It's like, do we want to top it off before whatever regression they run into eventually? Because like, I don't know, are they that good? It's just like that group of guards. It's like hard for me to believe that they can be that good. Can they be that good? I don't know. Yeah, you guys are spunky, bro. Whoever says they go to Mizzou, have a little chutzpah. You guys are tough, but yeah, I mean, who's your guards this year? How do I not even know one guard on Missouri off the top of my head? That's pretty bad. I haven't really watched you guys much. I watched some of that Alabama beating when you guys beat them. I mean, oh wow, I didn't watch the end of the game, didn't you? Okay. Oh, Pickett. Oh, you know who I like though? Amari Davis, bro. He's kind of nice. Fuck that. Mizzou. I'll take all the points. I refuse. If you're participating in markets, why would you pay that? That's just so many points. Yeah, then maybe they drub them, but I mean, there's at least some size for Mizzou, right? Maybe Kobe Brown says, "Hey, you get all the chatter. It's about me today." The Michigan State one, you know what, dude? Gun to my head, I will go Michigan State, honestly, just because I can't do. Illinois stinks. We've said it all season. We've been trying to fade them all season. We have been fading them all season. I still think they stink. The one thing, it's like, if you walk in, you take Michigan State, and their guards play like shit because we don't think they're very good. It's like that's a battle of like poop and poop. It's like, which poop do you want? I don't know. I'll probably take the points in the poop. Maybe Michigan State's got a little juice going right now. But they just had the tailor-made matchup with Wisconsin, so we can't put too much stock into that. If they go win here, then we're like starting to be a little bit more. Because as I've said, I don't necessarily like – I do kind of like Hoggard. I know he's for a young kid, the one thing I will say about him is that he does he knows when he's needed. Like when he needs to get in the lane and fucking get to the free throw line or something, you see him do it. Which for a young kid, just taking that initiative, whether you're like everything you're doing is pretty, whatever or not, you're gonna make mistakes. That's fine. I'm looking for more like game situational stuff. Like, dude, are you that fucking guy? Are you that fucking guy? Because we know Walker's not that guy. But I kind of, when I watch Hoggard play, I'm kind of like, you might be that guy. You might be that guy. Hold on, let's do Temple, Cincinnati real quick. Then we'll do a couple of these. And Kobe Brown's nice, though. I like Kobe Brown. Temple, Cincinnati, Fook. Oh, I love Temple. We love Temple. But Cincinnati's been playing well, huh? That only one game they lost was to Memphis, who, as enigmatic as they come. Oh, and have such a high end, you know what I mean? But they were hitting like every 3 in that game. Fuck. Temple, Cincinnati is a fucking problem for me. Because at 4, I can't take Cincinnati. I'd like lean Temple, but it's like like the experience gap is kind of a problem. And like, are they going to be able to then lock down Dunn? Because I fucking love Damian Dunn, man. Damian Dunn's the man. I don't know, man. I wish I had a better opinion on that because I'm like worried that the experience is just going to be too much. But like, if I like Temple better, and I think those kids are real deal. Like, I won't put anything past Damian Dunn. I think Damian Dunn's really, really good, and I think he's like I think that combo of like Dunn and Jeremiah Williams are going to bring Temple back to like we'll see them in a tournament. By the time they're done, because I think this would be like sophomores, right? Even if they had even if they played 3, they're still going to call them sophomores. So I think they bring them back at some point, but like I'm a little worried about the physicality is going to be a problem. But can Temple get out and run a little bit on the old men? I don't know. Cincinnati kind of turned the corner, and like we faded them against SMU. That looked like shit. They've been shooting really well. I just don't really want to get in front of them. But 4 seems like too many, no? At one point, you just gotta. But they have all the recipe. Like Cincinnati plays pretty good defense. Cincinnati has everything they need to win. But I just don't like playing against Temple. That would be my final thoughts, I think. I know I got to be on Toledo, but it's a similar thing where Toledo, it's like there's no value left. I don't want to play things just because I think they're going to win. I need value. So that's kind of like my that's kind of like what kept us off of Towson yesterday. Because I wanted to be on Towson. Towson is a fucking wagon, whoever commented that. I told you, Towson's very, very, very good at basketball. They have to advance from that conference. They're so much better than everyone else. Like now Terry Nolan's back. Think about Terry Nolan. So the Towson thing, they're not at their ceiling yet more than anything. Terry Nolan had a kid. I don't know when it was, but he has a young kid, and he's like working on like balancing, like being a father, fucking learning how to be a full-time athlete still, all this shit. Later in the season, once the kid's a little bit older, a little bit more, he's going to be able to, whatever. I think just like balance duties or whatever better. And I think they'll be even better because they kind of need him top line. Like all the like white guards are sick, but you need Terry Nolan. If nothing else, you need him to guard the best guard on the other team because Terry Nolan could be a really good guard when he wants to be, a really good defensive guard. So like if you have Nolan, Rizzuto, Gibson, Holden, Thompson. Well, you bring Timberlake off the bench, dude. Who can't you play with in the country? Who can't? I mean, you can play with basically anybody in the country. I think matching up other stuff. You have Parr, the George whatever transfer can give you a little bit of size. I mean, teams that really bruise the inside are going to give you some problems, but like that team has to go to the tournament. They're just really, really good at basketball, and they're really, really good at shooting. I love Towson. Should have been on them yesterday. My bad. They lean boxes the wrong box for them. Wrong box. Duke minus 11 against Clemson. Rather be on that side, yeah, probably. I don't know. I like Clemson. Are their guards going to give us some problems? Clemson stinks. And then so Hall's going to try and stretch out Banchero, which will probably end up working out fine. Is Hall smart enough to get Banchero in some foul trouble? Is Trevor Keel still out? Whoever said the Duke minus 11, that's probably big. Because we beat the shit out of Syracuse. Florida State loss and the Miami losses are actually fine, right? So I don't know, man. They have like tough guard play-ish. I bet you it lands right around 11. It's gonna be right in that zone. I don't think Duke's gonna come and just beat the fucking shit out of them. I'm just thinking about guard-wise, like without Keels, do we really punish them that bad? Like they're all like kind of like besides Collins, but even Collins isn't like super athletically gifted. And you have like Honor, who's a little bit like fidgety, but we kind of give them back with Roach. I don't know. Do they end up just beating the fucking shit out of? I liked Clemson to start the season, so you know what? Fuck it. Clemson. No. How do they defend him inside and Mark Williams and stuff? But on the flip side, it comes down to how the big men for Clemson shoot. If they can step out, when they step out, if they hit their threes, I think they cover. Because what's Mark Williams going to do during this game? On the offensive end, he's probably going to get a lot of lobs. But he's gotten a lot better around the rim. He really has. He's impressed me. But, you know, there's going to be some problems on that other side, right? They should be able to, because they're going to spread you 5, and then it's tough. Yeah, Wake Forest has a little more oomph to stand up inside, or so they thought. But I do. Yeah, AJ Griffin can be a serious problem. What, are you imagining Hunter Tyson trying to guard him, and you're giggling to yourself? That is kind of funny. He takes a lot of wild shots. They still needing to integrate him as like a reason why they lost to what's it called? Florida State. Although we're seeing now, right? We can all agree Caleb Mills has kind of his cock is dropping, finally finding his home there. What we said, if we think Florida State can achieve pinnacle, we need Mr. Mills to be running, you know, whatever floor he's on, I'm the best fucking player mentality. He's had that more recently. It's starting to trend up, right? So if he gets to his peak, Florida State's a fucking problem. That Cleveland kid, dude, that kid is like a physical freak. He makes like a lot of other physical freaks you see be like, oh, you're not that sick. That kid is huge and moves so fast and jumps so high. And he's actually like a decent shooter. He's got pretty good form. Like that guy, I mean, I'm trying to think of anybody with a good Matthew Cleveland NBA comp in your head. But my fucking God, he's huge. Because he's not like, you know, he's like maybe the same like height as like a Paul Georgie kind of thing or something. Oh, he's so much thicker, man. He's huge. Yeah, Cameron Fletcher, I don't know. I don't think he can. I think it's hard for him to I like it. I notice at end of games and stuff, he does kind of come up big. I love that young core, huh? They seem to have a good attitude, everything. Malik Osborne is a fucking awesome leader. He's the most important guy. See, he's going to be their ceiling this season will be largely dependent on how healthy Osborne stays. Like if you notice against teams like subpar teams or whatever, they're resting him because too many. What was that in reference to? Too many points for the Mizzou game or the Clemson game? What are you thinking? 23. Texas. I'll fuck with some Texas. Probably over TCU. We said that before. I just can't do the scoring for TCU. Is Miles good? I don't know if Mike Miles is very good. I'm going to be honest. Watching that Oklahoma State game, I was like, bro, if you were good, you would just put your fucking stamp on this game like one of 65 different chances you've had. I don't care if your jump shot's not going in. Where's plan B and C and D? Like, what the fuck are we doing? That guy, Mike Miles, is that impressed me. And the other thing is, like, watching that team, you look at the box score at the end of the game. They lost that game. Yeah, we had TCU money line. Extra frustrating, whatever. They're up 8 with, like, fucking 2 minutes to go. You should probably be able to figure that out. Baugh and Miles are both like 2 for 15. That's the box score. And then you look at like Emmanuel Miller, who's arguably the most proven scorer on the team. Look what he's done at Texas A&M. Look at his 3-point shot from the corner. He can do some stuff from the post. He's fucking awesome. Emmanuel Miller's good. And he takes like, 5 shots or under every game from them. They make sure to get Lampkin the ball and try shit like that. Why don't you try and get Emmanuel Miller the ball and things will work out a little better? Jamie Dixon, what are we doing, guy? What are we doing? So I think against how good Texas's defense is and like how Beard, applies that pressure where they're going to really have to swing the ball, do a lot of stuff like that. I don't trust Damian Baugh as far as I can throw him. I don't care if he's at home. Yeah. Boise State or nothing. Anybody else? Questions? Anybody else got anything? Oh, I would take William and Mary over College of Charleston. 14.5 some places. Where do you get off doing that? You're on Wyoming? Yeah, I feel that. I feel it. I just think Boise State's got the juice, and they have the just at the specific positions where it's like Ike and Maldonado. They have really good matchups defensively. Like, what the fuck does Maldonado do with ACOT on him if they really want to throw ACOT there? Because are there any other guys that are big enough, like Jeffries, they can have somebody else guard? And I don't think the other guard's big enough where they need ACOT. So if ACOT on Maldonado and then Armis on Ike, with my head some problems. With my head some problems. Buffalo, brother. I don't know, man. We went over this one before. It's tough for me because I just don't want to get in front of the Toledo wagon right now. It is a problem. Those young guards are playing so well, and they might. And you just think about like the top end picture of what they can look like: Rollins, Dennis, and Moss. I mean, talent wise and just like versatility wise, I mean, they're like, that's like a fucking really good college backcourt. Is Buffalo the same team they've always been? No. Let's think about the inside matchup. Is there something there with Buffalo being a little more bruisey inside, right? They're going to try and go on the old boards. Milner, Shoemate, do they have problems? If this game was at Buffalo, I'd feel a lot more comfortable taking it. But because then I can like rely on that a little bit more. Maybe like the road gets to Toledo, although their guards have just kind of proven time and time again, they're just like, we don't give a shit. Man. I don't know, dude. I don't want to. I know the values on Buffalo. It's just like the Auburn game. It's like there's no value left on these teams at this point. Where how much can be left? What's up, brother? Cozies. Thanks for hopping in. What's up? I don't know, man. I'm going. Trying to keep my mind. I've got a lot of things going on personally. It's been a terrible few days. So, but I'm doing pretty well. Otherwise, I think I'm stacking money for the Bengals this weekend because I think Bengals plus 270 this weekend is fucking mind-boggling. Higher than that. But I think, hey, we might even get higher. It's fucking mind-boggling to me. I was just watching that Bills game. I'm just like, Joey B does that better. 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 I think the Bengals are okay, Wright State. Oh, against who are they playing? I haven't looked at this yet. Northern Kentucky. Interesting. Ooh, maybe a little Northern Kentucky. What have they been up to? Because if you think about it matchup-wise, do you trust these Wright State guards? I don't. Is this a little fade Wright State again? Have they been playing well? Are we getting some value here? Okay, Northern Kentucky coming off with 2 road wins. I like to see that. Oh, man. Are they just going to fucking – yeah, Bengals money line is I think it's a must play. If you're not playing Bengals money line fucking this weekend, I don't know how to help. I think. I mean, maybe I'm walking us into it. In fairness, I'll just say right out there that my like sharpest NFL friend, the person I know that's made the most money off NFL in their lifetime, has access to one of the sharpest NFL people that walk planet Earth. Lives like it's one of my best friends. Weirdly, whatever. Backstory for another time. But who are you? Somebody inviting me to go live with them. Sam Fit. What the fuck am I gonna do with that? Talk about fitness? Lady, we're breaking down games. I appreciate it, but what are we going to do? We're breaking down games. Wright State, fuck. I wish I had – this is the kind of one. Is Wright State playing better? Because I still don't trust them as far as I can throw them. I don't know, man. I wish we were getting a few more points in all honesty. Because I'd love to be on – what is it? Is it 2.5 or is it still 2? Because I think it's going to be a close game. 2.5. If you can grab a 2.5 or if it's 3 by game time. Yeah. So Wright State can't guard anyone. What does Northern Kentucky have? They have a bunch of more experienced guards, right? To like what the fuck? Faulkner, I think, left, right? But who? That's what they are. It's like a bunch of tough, gritty guards. So I took UIC earlier in the season on this same premise. I see the Raiders just went and beat the shit out of UIC in their home place as well. Fuck. Dude, Holden's balling right now. What is going on? Hey, that's worrisome. Just that if Holden's playing that well, because Holden is actually somebody that I have pegged as like, I think Holden is freaking awesome. I think he's so good. Like he just skill wise, everything. He's a winner. I like Holden. He's like the only piece on that team I like, but he is really freaking good. They can't guard anyone for shit. Can Northern Kentucky take advantage of it? Maybe. Is Northern Kentucky good? Haven't watched them this year. Who's still there? Faulkner. Oh, it's the Faulkner, Langdon. So we have to watch that midget try and guard. Because Calvin's kind of good at scoring, isn't he? Oh, anyone got a good point? Maybe break that one down together. I'm not sure, but Calvin and Holden, just like, I don't want to run in front of that, but they are like guard centric. And oh fuck. Oh, that it just gets away from you so fast. It's like where the whole game's there, and then they just go on like a run. And you're like down 10. You're like, fuck. I want to be on Northern Kentucky. Oh, it's a good matchup for I really do think it's actually a good matchup for Northern Kentucky. So like whether that means they keep it close all game and then don't cover. But fuck. Because like the thing about Faulkner, I really like him. I really like him too. I think he's got good grit, everything. But fucking A, do I want to be relying on him to go shot for shot with with Holden and Calvin? No, probably not. Probably not. It doesn't feel like a fun time. And life's been tough enough for me. Do I want to make life tougher on myself? That just sounds like a fucking shitty time. Although it's like similar, it like almost reminds me of like I took St. John's the other day against Seton Hall at home. They don't hit any shots. And then, the next game they play them on the road, they won outright, right? Because they hit their shots. And I didn't take them that game because I was like, fuck if they don't hit their shot. St. John's a frustrating team to take. I can't tell how good the other Champagne is. Because at first I was like, wait, this guy's really, really good. And now I'm like, is Champagne that good? The younger one. I like the NBA one, obviously. But the St. John Champagne, I don't know. I'm not sold on you yet, young man. I was really high on you, and since dropped you like 2 pegs. Thoughts on Richmond, Rhode Island? I mean, this is why do you think the Sharps are on Rhode Island? I saw, didn't the line open like 2.5 and it got moved to like 1 by this morning? So that's like a 3.5 swing. Is it snowing out there? Where? In Vegas? No, it's really nice. It's like 60 something degrees. But where? In Rhode Island? I don't know, maybe. But I think Richmond before would be like a road favorite coming into the season before. Like, I think a lot of Sharps and people like, you have to remember Richmond's been like a fucking darling for like I made tons of money off Richmond for like, I don't know when like the Golden, Sherrod, all of them were coming up a little bit. And then like, they've just been in this funk. I don't know whether maybe the coach sold their soul to the devil or something, but they've just run into like that Sherrod kid. It's either him or one of those guards has just been perennially, it's like the point guard, and he just gets injured like fucking 2 games into every season. And then they'd be like underrated. Sharps would make tons of money because they're really good at passing. I believe the coach comes from the Princeton offense. So really good at passing, like really good quality basketball. So for a while, they were super underrated. And then when they kind of got to the peak pinnacle point where it was like, all right, Richmond's going to like get to the tournament, start making noise, like everybody fell in love with them. I don't know. Something happened where it was like, I don't know whether it was they brought in like a swing foreman or something. I forget his name, and maybe he fucked it up, but something happened. And yeah, a lot of public money on Richmond. I don't where do you see this? I think Rhode Island stinks. Watching them in that St. Joe's game, and then I watched some of the George Washington one because now I'm interested in how much these guys stink. Their guards stink, man. I don't mean to be mean, but Rhode Island stinks to me. Like, I wouldn't touch fucking Rhode Island with a 10-foot pole. I think they're terrible. Because then the big guys, the 2 main guys they go through, it's like they go 1 for 2 on free throws at best, the Mitchell brothers. So it's like they can go to the line however many times, and then I'm watching at the end of the game, it's like they both have 10 points. It's like, Jesus Christ, you've been around the rim. Or how do you fuck you only have 10 points? This is insane. He blew it with this core. Who blew up with the core? Damn it. It's so hard to jog both of these things. That St. Joe's game was fraudulent as fuck. What, St. Joe's just going on like an 8-minute scoreless streak? I bet on a lot of teams that do 8-minute scoreless streaks recently, though. Bellarmine had one last night. It's crazy to me because I don't think their teams like Bellarmine, it made no sense to me. They were actually getting their shots, a lot of the shots they wanted. Indiana State, the Missouri one, I just did I ever touch on it? Cooper Neese is still out, which was something against Valpo I didn't really see coming. The problem with that fucking Valpo game is that the refs fouled out the two best players. Bledson, who's like the heart and soul of that Indiana State team, with like fucking 10 minutes to go in the game. It was like, what the fuck? On like a ticky-tack arm to the back. I was like, what are we doing? So then he went out, somebody else went out. So that really snowballed for Indiana State. But I don't know, without Cooper Neese, Missouri State's just a lot more gifted. Prim's going to fucking chow down in this game, huh? Prim's going to be a problemo. So if Mosley isn't too selfish and doesn't take too many possessions, they could probably win, right? By as many as they want, Missouri State. If we just be honest about the situation. Because everybody else on that team is super unselfish. You look at the box score, and it's like the Jamonta Black, a couple other guys. I mean, they take like fucking 2 shots a game. They're like, whatever. I like winning, which is how you're supposed to do it. So do I like Indiana State? I love Indiana State as a program. I think they're on the up and up. They're like one of these programs we have circled like long-term. These are long-term investments we're not touching yet. Like your Indiana States, your Elons, teams like that. But I just can't fuck with Indiana State right now. Can't do it. After what I saw the other night, because that Cam Henry kid tried his dick off, and it was like they just didn't have any response inside. And if Primwood just wants to beat the shit out of him inside, why wouldn't he just do it? If I take Indiana State, I'm banking on Missouri State playing a suboptimal game plan, which I'd rather not do right now. Pickle juice. Is it snowing out there? Pickle juice. Anthony Montano, you have worse ADD than I do, brother. Congrats. I love Preds. I wish I followed hockey, my brother. I trust you, though. But I can't do, I don't know. I never had any, a couple of my buddies played hockey in high school. That's the closest I've ever had. I was a big Devils fan growing up with like Marty Brodeur and shit, but weirdly, I don't know. Sharp money attacked opening line on Richmond, right? Yeah, I think that would be the sharp money. I'm sure maybe people piled on board on Richmond. That's why it's flung this much. Like I would never lay juice to take Richmond. But I don't know. If you've watched Rhode Island play, how the fuck could you lay points with that team? That team is terrible at basketball. Like they don't have any guards that like really know what they're doing. Like, I don't know, man. They're just not good. Chris Mack might be getting canned tomorrow. Is this really happening? What happened there? Kids are so soft, dude. A lot of these kids playing just can't take hard coaching. It's fucking bullshit. It's bullshit. That guy is a great coach. Because, you know, a lot of kids can. Like that Texas Tech coach is an old school motherfucker. Look at all of them. And how they handled that loss and everything, can handle it great. But, like, I don't know. Who's giving – I'm just going to ramble. Chris Mack is an awesome basketball coach. I think he's an awesome basketball coach. Yeah, I think Missouri State can roll them. I still don't. There's something about them. Because I was really high on them. Because I think actually a lot of people don't like Dana Ford. I like Dana Ford. I like him. You know, he's limited in a lot of ways, but so that would be a problem with them. I don't think he coaches very much. Like, I don't think he coaches great in terms of like giving people game plans and shit. Turtles, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing great too, man. I am doing okay. Finish game 2 for 17 from the field. Who the fuck is that? Who are we just talking about? My brain hurts. Tell me. Yes. That had to be that, because that sounds exactly like something we were just talking about. We've had a bunch of people love the two for on the field. Yeah. Sharps on Richmond. They have to be. You cannot watch Rhode Island and the Sharps can't be on them. They're not good at scoring. They're not good at really anything. Kentucky versus Mississippi State, Lane. Kentucky. I'm not doing any more Mississippi State on the road watching them. At this point, I have to resign to some facts. And the facts are that Shavar Reynolds kid or whatever. No, that's not his name. That's a Monmouth kid. What's the one's name? Shavar Moore on Mississippi State is not who I thought he was. He's got to prove it to me, and then I will. But he's not who I thought he was. On the flip side, I guess some of their losses, like you're looking at them, and they rolled Ole Miss. Can't trust them on the road. Doesn't matter, right? And then, like, they're just going to give up a shitload of threes. There's no Ty Washington. I don't like Ty Washington. I'm going to be straight with you, dude. Not a huge Ty Washington guy. I need a little more control. Just general control. Control of what he's doing. Hope you're doing great. I am doing. Oh yeah, YouTuber. Who are these people that just invite you into their fucking host invites you to go live together? Some random girl. I mean, what can you provide to this? It's also, well, we're nearing an hour. We're almost done. Any last requests on games? Did I miss any? Nevada against Colorado State. I lean Nevada without what's his face? There's no Thistlewood, I think. No Thistlewood for Colorado State. So I'll lean Nevada just because, they're so fucking enigmatic. Maybe they turned a little quarter with Sherfield. Although at the end of that game, I don't know if anybody, somebody asked if Fresno State was going to keep rolling. I was like, no, I think it's Nevada or another. Dude, what the hell? At the end of that game, they're like up 5 with 2 minutes to go and 5 seconds into the shot clock. They're doing all kinds of crazy shit. Nevada, again, Alford, though, he's not coaching. So what are you going to do? Oh, yeah, St. Joe's in the yeah. Couldn't hit fucking anything. I love how Funk can hit shit in other games. Yeah, I know, man. Great point out. Good that you're looking at that shit, though, because it's like, yeah, it's the right side. Like, they were tied or whatever the whole game. You or I had a much more difficult time getting good looks than St. Joe's. Just nothing went down for St. Joe's. You got to watch the game, see if your investments are all right. So otherwise, you wouldn't end up continuing to fade URI if you weren't watching the games. Eastern Michigan +8 against Bowling Green. I want to be on Eastern Michigan because of Farrakhan and how fucking awesome he is to be playing in the MAC. But I don't know, man. Fuck, Bowling Green can hit a lot. They can go tip for tap from like the guards. Is there really a good matchup? Are they gonna have to put like that Nathan Scott kid on Plowden? Is it just like more headiness? I don't know. I can't trust. I want to start investing in Eastern Michigan when Farrakhan's there and either one of or both of Spotsville and Monty Scott are gone. Not to be mean. I don't like to be negative or anything, but they're fucking crazy. It's like, dude, this is not efficient basketball. You guys have so much better. This is not good. I don't know what you're doing. Bama? Fuck that. Oh, are they just going to take out all their frustrations on Georgia? I'll be honest, dude. I have not watched enough Georgia. Every chance I get to watch them, I've just kind of been passing up. Fucking, I don't know. Maybe I'll be. What is it? Aaron Cook and 4 people that play around him. Ugh. Fuck it, Alabama. Ugh. Alabama. If it's that bad, if it's really still like just Aaron Cook, the guy that used to be at Gonzaga, and 4 people strewn out around him, can they stay in any game? Have they won an SEC game this year? I imagine that's really difficult to do with that. I don't mean to be mean at Aaron Cook. I liked him when he was at like Southern Illinois. That was a fun Aaron Cook. Gonzaga, Aaron Cook, not so much. Running an SEC team as like a Kevin Durant kind of thing, not as much. Oh, you want to do NBA real quick? Are there any others we didn't hit here? I said I lean. I might. Fuck. All right. Oh, Colorado, Oregon was the one other one. That was what I was trying to get to. Colorado, Oregon. What's Colorado been doing? What you been up to? They're playing pretty well, aren't they? But is Oregon can just kind of do whatever they want, right? Iona Siena, I don't want any piece of Iona right now. I'll take Colorado over Oregon because Oregon's inevitably, this is too wide. Right? Washington's just super enigmatic. It kind of stinks. And if they go on like a little run where Emmett Matthews makes some shots, but like, so Oregon, no matter what, is going to be a team you're generally going to be wanting to play later on throughout the season, right? Like an inverse of Iowa, where like Iowa's always going to be the best that they're going to be generally at the beginning of the season. And then you have Oregon that like trends up throughout the season as Dana Holtman figures out what needs to work. But I think Colorado is still underrated. They've been like right there with everybody they've played. Have they gotten blown out by anybody? And like a loss versus somebody, like I think like people might look at their record and be like, oh, a loss to Southern Illinois. Southern Illinois is good. Southern Illinois is good at basketball. So that's like not terrible. That's like not a terrible. Southern Illinois went through that little lull when they got all injured and all mangled. And then ever since that, they've been pretty good. Oh, fuck. The Lakers on the road, did you just ask about? Oh, but Iona Siena. Siena is another team where it's like Siena is going to be a team that gets better throughout the year. I hate their coach, though, so I don't really bet on Siena. Like you'll see me say lean on Siena, but you almost never see me invest money in their coach, that Carmen Macha whatever guy. He is bad with team chemistry. I know that for a fact. Similar team you'll never see me invest in. You'll only see me fade is Ryder. I have a semi, whatever. It's not like a personal connection. There's nothing illegal going on. It's through a series of whatever, but to like inside the Ryder locker room. That coach don't coach. I think he has a negative impact on players. I think they devolve when they go to Ryder. That program, the player development there stinks. So you'll never see me ever take Ryder. Ever. You'll never see a Ryder bet on for me. You'll see leads if they have the matchup, but I will never do it. What's Siena up to? I'll look at NBA really quick, and then I got to run. I've been on for an hour. Holy shit. Oh, what's up, dude? What's up, dog? Yeah, I would. Yeah, I mean, there's no way Siena. I don't know. Probably Siena because it's so many points. How do I know so much about no-name teams? Do you watch film? Bro, if you go on ESPN, I mean, I don't watch the full back to front of every game, but like if you just stay updated, you really don't need to learn about that many new players. And then like if I have like Flow Hoops, ESPN Plus, however many. I just turn into close games or interesting matchups. Like if I want to see how a certain player plays against a certain thing, I'll watch that. But then like you can kind of figure out people's strengths and weaknesses, and you can just watch like if there's close games, I like to watch the last 5 minutes, like the last under timeout, and even if it's a team I don't have money on, like more so. I mean, if I don't watch the games of my team just beating the shit out of somebody else. I just use that time to watch somebody else. So if there's like close games, you get to learn a lot about people in close games, right? Like not only defense, but like what's their go-to shit? Do they have a big dick kid? Like you get to watch those moments. Those are all the ones. And then you get to see also like the chemistry, like how do they interact with each other when things go wrong at the end of the games? Do they all sit and look at each other like, and then one guy picks up the ball, does like hands it to the ref, and they like don't really, or do they immediately huddle up, like all look at each other if anybody strays? They like physically grab the player and be like, yo, get into it. You have good leadership. You find out so much. So just by watching the last 3.5 minutes of 6 or 7, 10 different games on a night, they're not all at the exact same time. It's pretty staggering. So you can kind of figure out like I don't know why when I look at Iona's page, but Utah Valley's Fardow's Almeek. I don't believe in Utah Valley anymore after watching enough of their final 3 minutes, because without that, the one kid that's been out the whole season, I don't know, it's Harmon whatever his name is. There's one that's been out for like the second half of the season. After he's out, he's their big dick shot maker. Without him, team ain't doing nothing. They need him back. You just figure out little things like that. So that's kind of how I figure it out. No, you got here late, brother. Dude, this game might have been reviewed like 4 times now on the YouTube one if you want to watch it, but to get more playback. But I think Missouri State can kind of do what they want if they want to. I'm not sure, like, who are we going to defend with? The Calix Stevens guy? There's some other young big. Just Missouri State's at a point now where Dana Ford has accumulated enough pieces where he can do what he wants in that league. He should be able to. It's just a matter of like a little bit of coaching and these players just kind of, figuring it out because he's not going to coach them, and Mosley figuring out what kind of workload he needs to be that's like semi-optimal. Like, I need to look into him more because if Mosley really wants to, like, because he's super talented, and if he wants to play enough team ball to get Prim enough touches, because the other guys seem to be pretty chill with not shooting. So if they want to do that, I mean, it's way better than Loyola Chicago. I mean, if anybody still thinks Loyola Chicago is like a really, really elite team, whatever, bro. I can't help you. That team is positive variance at its finest, but it is good teamwork, stuff like that. But I'm just frustrated with how much money I've lost on them this year. That Valpo one was an all-timer against them. All-timer. All right. Wait, fuck. The Lakers game was what I was getting asked about. All right, last one. Any NBA. Let's restrict it to NBA, and then we'll be out because I haven't really looked at anything. Why is Toronto only 2.5-point favorites over the Hornets? I love Toronto. I really want to go down this rabbit hole. I don't think I have NBA in me, brother. My ADD's kicking in. Do I want to take the Lakers? Who's out? Can you tell me who's in? Oh, I can do that. Hold on. Nets injury report. And then we'll be outie. Any last ones? Any last college basketball? Because I actually looked at college basketball beforehand. I just didn't look at any NBA today. I just didn't have it in me. So no Kyrie, obviously. No Durant. It's the rest of them. No. I'll take Nets. Whoever said Lakers -4, I'll go Nets. Because I think – so I've said this before. Fuck. How are they? Are they going to be able to cover 4? I would take. I don't know if I'd take the money line, but if I take the spread, who do they have in there? Ooh, that made me think. Because I tend to think that they're underrated. The Lakers are the Nets are going to be overrated with all the stars in, and then if you only have like Harden in, and it's just a bunch of young kids trying as hard as they can, they're going to be underrated in that kind of spot. But if you kind of think about it, and the reason why I've been throwing like Laker leans on there a bunch. I just freaking don't like betting on. I'd rather invest in other teams. So Lakers stink, like in theory, but they have to like just pure who they have. They have to start winning more games because they're going to they're up to like 500 now, but like everybody kind of knows they stink. You know what I mean? It's not like a secret the Lakers stink anymore. It's like, nope, this is an unviable team. They stink. Fuck. The Lakers probably win, huh? Any team with like a viable inside presence recently? What happened when they played the Cavs? All right, my brain's fucking noodles. I got to get the fuck out of here. That's a gross team, man. That's a gross team they're rocking. Although Kessler, Edwards, and Sharp, it's kind of like good draft picks. I don't know. I wouldn't take any Nets money line. I don't think. I would take the points if you're going to take them. Yeah, for sure, brother. I will pop back in tomorrow. Did I even say what I was going to end up taking? Do I even know at this point in life? No, probably not. Oh, whatever my response was to that, whatever this late money is coming out in Eastern Michigan, yeah, I wouldn't want it. I'd rather have Bowling Green. I don't want that. Nah. No, I'll probably end up with I have no fucking idea, to be honest. All right. Hope everybody has a wonderful Tuesday. Man. Yeah, I think we're gonna find out in the future. An hour, I think, is the limit I can do these. My brain just turned into a pile of fucking potato chips. All right, everybody, have a good one. I have no idea. I think I just have to close the app like last time. Peace, guys. Have a great day. Be good.